Welcome to Money with Jules Elam from Catalyst Plus. This podcast is for the entrepreneur who is tired of working 60 hours per week in their business and who wants to spend more time enjoying life with their family and friends. This is episode 1. Why now? Why this podcast? Hi everybody, so I just wanted to give a brief introduction about why I am creating this podcast. Now, I know you've probably heard me before on other podcasts or even in our YouTube channel, and I just wanted to really talk about why this podcast is the real deal and why it is so important to me and close to my heart. I wanted to kind of talk to you about money in terms of your business, but also what actually is our driving force going forward. We've all gone through a really hectic 2020 and 2021 fun year, and it's been a real roller coaster for a lot of people. And one thing that I've reviewed over the last couple of months really has been a real change in how people are looking to spend their money and how they really want to work with businesses. In particular, I'm seeing that for-purpose businesses are actually starting to get the groundwork going and the traction happening for most business, for most consumers. But the other thing that I really wanted to use this podcast for was kind of to have a chat with my younger self. There's been so many mistakes that I've made in the last 10 years running my really successful accounting practice, Catalyst Plus, and there were a lot of traps that I got sucked into, a lot of things that didn't actually add that much value to my business, and it also meant that I spent my money in certain ways that wasn't so smart. And for somebody that talks about money every single day with our clients and our individuals and our business clients, I have done a bit of reflection, which you often do when you've been in business for 10 years, and just gone, wow, I really wish that I believed in myself, or I really wish that my future self said, hey Jules, you've got this, and stay in your own lane. I went back and had a look at the reasons why I started my accounting practice in the very first instance, and I look back then into my dream and I'm there. I'm doing everything that I said that I would, but it took me 10 years to get to that stage. And looking back, I'm pretty clear that I could have done it in 5 if I had a clearer, stronger conviction and a clearer, stronger roadmap to creating the lifestyle that I really desired at that point in time. Now, there have been some really good things that I've done, and there have been, some really amazing people that I've worked with and I've learned from and have helped them create thriving businesses. But what I'm really clear on at the moment is, especially after this pandemic, all the businesses that I've worked with over the last couple of years in particular have basically thrived. Overall, they've thrived. There's been, a few that have really struggled and couldn't pivot or whatever, but the vast majority were able to thrive. And when I looked at it, it was all about creating that intention and creating that lifestyle that we really wanted, and getting really clear about that over the last couple of years, and automating a lot of our business processes. And I say our because when I work with a client, I basically think that, I'm part of their family. I create a world where their business is just like, the success of their business is just as important to me as the success of mine. And for me, I am just so passionate and driven to increase financial literacy for business owners, but also to create that financial literacy and learning for individuals. And that is why I really, really love Barefoot Investor. It just really helps as a grounding point and a starting point for everybody that I work with, to make sure that we're all talking the same talk, where we're all thinking in a wealth mindset. Now, when I talk about a wealth mindset, what I'm talking about is the four pillars of creating wealth. The first part is you have to earn the wealth. You have to earn the money. The second is to save the money. The third is to invest it. And then the fourth is to enjoy it, right? Now, the biggest problem that I see is people look at those four pillars and think that they are interchangeable, as in it's not a 1, 2, 3, 4 stage. It's a 1, a 4, a 3, a 2 stage. It doesn't work that way. Creating wealth is building blocks. You have to earn it, then you have to save it, then you invest it, and then you enjoy it. You don't enjoy it before you earn it, which is credit card debt or any other kind of debt. And you don't invest it before you earn it, because again, that's debt. And yeah, like it's just more a grounded, solid process if you can do it in that 1, 2, 3, 4 step. So 1 is earn it, 2 is save it, 3 is invest it, and 4 is to enjoy it, right? Now, the overall game of money that I talk about is making money do the hard lifting, and in making sure that the end point is the enjoyment of it, right? So you want the money to be working for you, and that is why I really, really love working with business owners. The main reason for that is so that I can actually help them to create a business that they are ultimately going to be redundant in. So what I mean by that is you have a business, it's working despite you not being in it every single day. And that is creating a lifestyle business. So if you're interested in creating a lifestyle business, if you're currently working ridiculous hours in your business, just trying to hustle, if you're looking for a hustle podcast, you have come to the wrong place. I am all about getting rid of the hustle, which is something a little bit different. Like, Barefoot talks about a side hustle. Well, I'm all about getting rid of any kind of hustle. But you can have a side gig, which is more my kind of style. And yeah, like if you're wanting to be on that busy outcome, then this is probably also not the podcast for you. I'm pretty much, to give you a little bit of an idea about myself, I have traveled the world. I have lived overseas in Europe, like a lot of Aussies have done in their past. I have spent a lot of time in France and in the UK, and I have ridden a motorbike around the south of South America, so Chile and Peru. I have ridden a bicycle around the North Island of Japan, and I am all about creating experiences. So when I work, I love to have several weeks, several months of doing an adventure. And I've created my life that way so that I can experience different cultures and learn from different cultures. I just absolutely thrive from doing that. I have a dog, Indiana. She is the best thing ever. And I have 3 motorbikes, and I love to go riding whenever I can. I have created Catalyst Plus 10 years ago, which is my accounting firm, and we only work with business owners and investors. And the reason for that is because my experience as an accountant has been varied. I've been an auditor, a forensic accountant. But where I really thrived and where I loved being was in the commercial world, in the advertising industry of Sydney. And where I really, really enjoyed myself was when I started coaching my suppliers, my little freelancers, my little mum and dad businesses, and giving them the advice and the experience from the big end of town, but helping them to really build the foundations of their business and build the foundations of their systems that they were missing out on. And I pretty much loved that more than anything else. I love that making, and look, in the commercial world, my favorite part as well was to be making money for businesses. Like, that was like, making money is like the one thing that I absolutely love doing. But I don't care if I'm making money for myself or if I'm making money for others. I just love the game of playing with money. Monopoly is banned in our household, has been for my whole childhood, pretty much. But that's what I love doing. Now, I think you can probably also hear that I don't necessarily be driven by money, right? So there's a real clear distinction there. I love creating money. I love making money. I love that game. But I also just as much love helping somebody create their dream come true, and can do that through the game of money. So that's pretty much why I started this podcast. Ever since I was a kid, I have been an entrepreneur. Have created lawn mowing businesses. I created a herb growing business for the local greengrocer. It was all sorts of things. Like, if I could figure out a way to make something that I could turn into money, I was there. I was the kid that was like just fascinated by this concept. And it took me a long time, and I would say probably in the last 3-4 years that I really got clear that making money didn't mean that I had to be super busy and psycho crazy busy, like working my buns off busy. I could actually get my head around the idea that it can be super easy, because I had a story. I came from a family that my grandma lived with us, and she went through the Great Depression on a farm, and it was hard work to make money. So I grew up learning that money is hard work. Even though I could somehow make it super easy and simply every single day in my job, I just didn't quite get the connection that I didn't have to work so hard. And then a few things happened in my world, and in the last couple of years, the last 3-4 years, and some really significant things. And I had a couple of really, really close people pass away way too early. I had a really bad health scare earlier this year, and I really got clear that what's it all for? You know, what's working crazy for? And then I started looking around me and saw so many entrepreneurs working like crazy as well. And then I thought, what if I could create a world and a podcast and a conversation about making money simply, and how making the most of the money that you actually bring into your doors, and be really, really critical about how you spend it. What if I could help all of these entrepreneurs that I see working really crazy hours in a vicious cycle to instead create a business that thrives and allows them to create an environment, a lifestyle that they actually enjoy? Like, how inspiring would it be for you if you, every single day, you went to work on your business, and you knew that each and every day was going to be joyful. Each and every day, not only were you going to make money so that you can create the purpose that you are driven by, but that you would also be able to spend the time with your friends, your family, doing the things that you love, painting, drawing, photography, riding a motorbike, whatever it is that provides the joy and excitement in your life. Every single moment is precious, and everything that we do is finite when it comes to our time, right? Time is the only thing that is finite. It isn't renewable. Money we can create any single day, but spending the time the way that you want to every single day, without the busyness, without the hustle, that is why I'm creating this podcast. So I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week for our next episode. If this podcast was of help to you, come on over to moneywithjules.com.au. See you there.